booklet if you like. The first refugee prayer 3 times. Second generation Bodhicitta prayer 3 times. And then continuously. Sanje Chudon Chonji Chonai La Chacho Bandu Dane Chapsu Dagi Zenso Anjibi Chonai Anji Rula Pejo Sanji Andra Parasho Sanji Chudan Chonji Chonai Lai Chanchu Pardu Dane Chapsun Dage Zenso Anjibi Sonai Anji Rola Pejo Sanji Andrampai Ajo Maya Namkadanyambe Semche Dhamche Dewa Dayan Devi Judayan Dember Anjuryanji Semche Dhamche Dungar Dungar Anji Judayan Tarvayan Juryanji Semje Thamje Dungar Maybe Dewa Thamba Memdra Semche Thamche Nyera Shada Nida Dhari Anyo Tame Phala Nibar Kuryanji Yurji Navshan Pema Gese Andombo Yamte Anjoge Angudu Anyi Pema Anjoni Jese Andra Horde Kandro Amambu Agor Jeje Jese Andandra Chingi Lobje Selse Guru Pema Sandi Sheome Yan Chuji Yanji Pobnai Yusa Sanji Kunji Ngowo Rasa Churko Ngosa Tonze Ambi Savi Lama Namla So Ande Sazi Yabuju No Shujo Medo Anda Jira Limje Nirde Jemba Sanje Jande Mede Phuaye Drogo Namda Shala No Shumbar Shu Eda Rana Manda Kandara Thaya Namo Simche Namje Samba Loi Chebra Chirta Chejo Temo Thamba Chuji Korlo Gonde Also Gi Tuji Shajiri Sano, Janimatav Deje Honjumba, Sergil Humbo Tower Jim. Shanti Jerbu Shavla Kushan Sar Gumbol Drayan Dewana Tomene Sholan Chujita Chujuyan Shahwa Shela Zamlin Gencho Namla Kushan Sar Zamlan Tibijan Du Shanida Tujelon Tonyam Bintamaya Natutambar Peter Juji Kundi Shukur Tomen Honjit Timmy was a Savla Kushan Sar Shivjakan Chindola Gypsy there. Timmy was a Yam Tre took Tenzo, was a launch Nam Kinamja. Jingme Limbi Savla Kushan Sar Marie Sangin Cheranyola Sara Kundazambo Molam numbers, Sivji Jarin Tilin. Mipam Jamchu Shavla Kushan Sar Pami Tuxi Dorjib Dunjumni Trupinam Rolera Lampikar Matu Londari Bi Hwarjib Jigme Penso Shavla Kushan Sar Kamsung Kurwa Tontunum Jimbe Sabjelam Yonden Tarchinba Nilu Rajar Tombe Nanjur Yishi Wamchu Shavla Kushan Sar Kunzan Dursim Garab Sherasan Pima Kara Jimba Nyushunga Sozor Namnya Tetun Jarsa Katiri Lama Namla Kushan Sar Kanda Shoshu Tongunji Dina Desalamar Jura Kansata Tandar Tumbi Shuji Shermem Simbarandoba Dena Tamche Darsha Si Namo Arya Tambal Hai Ketan Latando Shinke Chum Dana Mi Kenam Dan Dua Kunji Jarkecha Tamche Keda Chujan Tujur Chi. Okay, so we're going prayer on English just only 3 times. The generation of Bodhicitta on the second page. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that kept some close and the other distant. May all beings and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss, free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that kept some close and other distant. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that kept some close and other distant. All right, so in this evening, we're going to talk about to find inner peace. I have coffee. So, however, as you know, we are lucky, we are fortunately, at the moment we are born in this human fortune realm. That means is we are having freedom from unfortune, any one of three lower realms. Because if in case unfortunately being who are born in the hell realm, they are suffering with the heat and the cold during hundreds years and takes sometimes thousands years. And then unfortunately being who are born in the hungry ghost realms, they are also mainly suffering with the hungry, thirsty many years, sometimes even takes thousands years. And being who unfortunately if reborn in the animal realms, they are mainly suffering with the mental stupidity, the blindness mind, and suffering with to kill each others, eating to each others. Some animals are having the suffering with non-freedom under the force of human beings, so on. So that's why these are the three lower realm beings we say unfortunate lower realm. Unfortunately, they are born there with their previous misdeed karma and the condition, unfavorable condition, when they complete it, and then is fully repent. Result is born this any one of unfortunate lower realm. But we are lucky, we are fortunately at the moment freedom from this any one of these three unfortunate lower realm. So the another three is upper fortune realm, we can say, which is the human realm, God realm, human, the semi-God realm. These are the three we say upper fortune realm being. Why we say that's the fortune realm? Because their previous accumulated merits loads and accumulated loads of virtues, uh, and on top enough the strong aspiration, uh, prayers, the dedications for reborn higher fortune, any one of realm, and they're having very strong wish, aspiring prayer, freedom from reborn lower realm. Finally, is when they completed the actual course and the favorable conditions to born higher fortune realm, and then we found this opportunity, chance reborn in this human realm. Uh, Generally, as you know, according to the Buddhist point of view, any of this realm is including whether samsara. We say samsara is as full of faults and problems, but depend between upper realm and low realm, and the low realm is more worse, more problem, and the upper realm beings are less problem. So we are born in this upper realm, human, the fortune realm. So among these six realm beings, which is most one precious? According to the Buddhist philosophy, point the answer, we can say the human realm beings are most one precious among these six realm beings. But this fortune realm human birth is very, very rare to born, not easy. Compare in the low realm. The low realm beings number is like the star appears in the night in the sky. And the upper realm beings are very rare, like the star appears in the sky in on the of daytime. Like this, very different number. But we are lucky, we are born this rarity number in the fortune and the human. Uh, But that just doesn't mean it's born by automatically and by causelessly. As mentioned to you, we did lots of virtues, merits, aspiration prayers, and finally we found hard to find this precious human birth. But the questions now, how long could be can belongs to you with this precious human body? It's a very hard answer. The reason because life is very impermanent, that you know. Not only our life, but all the compounded phenomena are very changeable object, very impermanent. Especially is this human birth. Human life is very impermanent. So therefore, we don't know when will be exhausting about this precious human birth. We don't know never when we will be lose this precious wish fulfilling jewel like this precious human life. But however, sooner or later will be existent death. This is 100% sure because we already born in this human realm. Better uh, karma uh, and the conditions of contaminated. So therefore, the fully repent result of this human birth also is contaminated aggregates. So these contaminated aggregates must be will be exhausting. So therefore, even though no one want to die, but no one can stop the death. This is very clear. We know, everybody knows this. But not enough only we knew, but we should to do something more meaningful from now, right now. Uh, I mean, is actually what means is the meaning of our life. Uh, Happiness, enjoyment, relaxation, restness, comfortable feeling, peaceful feeling, enjoyment feeling. If you can, your life with very happy enjoy, that is the important meaning of your life. So that's why everyone looking, searching day and night since we born in this earth until comes to the of the death. Uh, but unfortunately, almost we can say 99% sure, no one yet attainment state, completely satisfaction state, not yet completely attainment, uh, ultimate peace and ultimate enjoyment state. That's very clear. So in this case, now what is the main reason, the problems we, even though we're looking, searching uh, ultimate peace and completely enjoyment, but yet not found. So this naturally they're telling us something missing some important, which meant is everything's what apparent the experiencings are dependent to the cause and the conditions. Without cause and without condition, they automatically, they causelessly cannot experiencing any of one single happiness or unhappiness. Is no possible. So no matter neither either of happiness or unhappiness must be depend to the similar cause and similar conditions. So firstly, we should to know what is actual cause of happiness enjoyment and what is the actual cause and condition of unhappiness or the suffering. So of course, usually it's many from different uh, traditions, different religions, uh, different cultures could be can they explain, but most one the excellent explanations from Buddha Dharma, from Buddhist Shakyamuni Buddha explanations as excellent, authentic the perfect, the logical and reasonable explanations. That means is natural law of cause and effect. So just simple word, short word, we can say natural rule or natural law of cause and effect. Every situation, good or bad, must be depend to the natural rule, natural law. No one cannot beyond to the natural rule and natural law. Whether you believe or not, but you cannot beyond to the natural rule and natural law of cause and effect. Whether you are very high holy person like king, queen, president, something is like, or you are very poor, something is pretty, but equally you must need to follow natural rule of cause and effect. There's no different exceptions. Everyone. That's why we say natural rule, natural law of cause and effect. So in this case, Buddha Shakyamuni, he taught us lots of different words and different topics, different subject, a different well of the Dharma trainings. But in briefly, we can say he taught us 84,000 training well of Dharma. This 84,000 training well of Dharma, we can division into, in briefly, Hinayana and Mahayana. The Mahayana teaching, again, we can division into two kind of different lineage. One is Sutra and one is Tantra. But according of Tibetan Buddhist means is because in these moments now, in this world, full Buddha's Sutra and Tantra teachings, only the lineage is existent from Tibet. That is very, of course, ancient time, firmer time is the lineage, the root lineage is from India, because Buddha born in India. Buddha trained well of Dharma from India. So therefore is this Dharma is fully of India. And then after thousands of years, and then so many happened, the historical changes. So therefore is finally is only is full of Buddha's Sutra and Tantra teachings fully. The full is left in Tibet only, from Tibet. So therefore today that we say Tibetan Buddhist, means is doesn't mean is that born from Tibetan, but it comes through the lineage and transferred to form of the Tibet. So that's with the Tibetan Buddhism. So according to if we practice learning from Tibetan Buddhism, and then must be both together. Hinayana, Mahayana. Must be both of Sutra and Tantra. You cannot separate. It's very hard. Someone say, oh, I don't want practice Tantra, only Sutra, but it's difficult. Someone you say, only I want to Tantra practice, I don't want Sutra, but difficult to separate. Because since the lineage, as in the 7th century and 8th century till now, as the lineage continuously is together, comes mixture between Sutra and Tantra. So it's very hard to separate, So in this case, we need to understand now how to find the inner peace. That's the topic today, or the topic is the title of the topic today is we say how to find inner peace, internal peace or inner peace. Because why we say how to find inner peace? Because ordinary, normal, without traditions, without Dharma, idea, and then they're searching the root of happiness, enjoyment is as depend to the development state of external object, form, sound, smell, taste, contact, and tactile sensations, so on. Worldly, we believe very much our happiness, our enjoyment is as born depend to the development state of external economy, external pleasures, object. We believe if external economy possessions very high, and then must be inner feeling high, the high level of happiness, enjoyment is born from the dependent external high level of the economy possessions. That is just normal, ordinary, as the idea, the thinking like this way. So that's why day and night we searching, looking the happiness, enjoyment, the root of happiness, enjoyment is always from outside. But of course, as long as we are remaining in this human realm, we need depend to the external of form, sound, smell, taste, because this body with five faculties, especially five sense source faculties, very much depend to the external materiality, object of form, sound, smell, taste. Why naturally this human body can have eye faculty? Because this eye faculty is functioning to focus on the object of form. That's very clear. That's natural. Why we have nose faculty? Because it's external of the smell. And because we have tongue faculty, that's why we need the taste, the object. We have physical faculty. That's why we need to depend to the external of the contact object, so on. That's very clear. So the internal five sense source faculties must be related, naturally related to the external five sense source object of form, sound, smell, taste, contact. This is very clear. That's true. But only if you believe is all the happiness, all the different kind of enjoyment is only depend from between this internal, external of five sense source object or five sense source faculty alone. That's totally wrong. That's not enough. Because the reason we still have the sixth faculty. What is the sixth faculty? Mental faculty. Mental faculty is depend to your external of the mental object, mentality object. But mentality object means is external appearances of the phenomena. Mentality object is pleasant or unpleasant is depend to your mental faculty. Means depend to your motivation, depend to your emotion, depend the internal of the mental sensation. So therefore, today we're talking from according to the Buddha Dharma to found the ultimate peace and ultimate happiness, ultimate enjoyment. Because if you can find the root of happiness, enjoyment from inside, from your heart, then that kind of happiness, enjoyment is not only just temporary moments. These happiness, enjoyment can progress further, week, month, year, even life after another life continuously will be progress, your internal happiness and internal enjoyment. Otherwise, only if you're chasing the root of happiness, enjoyment, external materiality object alone, this very limited. For a few days, for a few weeks, for a few months. Maybe could sometimes, if you have good karma, in few years, but not limitless, no possible limitless way. So therefore, if you want to progress your happiness, enjoyment, limitless way, and then you should not forget to find the root is inside, from your heart, or means from your mind. That's why Buddha Shakyamuni, I mentioned you, he taught lots different kind of dharma, but in briefly, both the essential, the pith essence of sutra and tantra, in briefly we can say, just quoting one, maybe two verses from Tibetan language, but Buddha Sutra. He says, Digba Jang Mujajang, gewa pansum soparshen, rang semni on sundur, then the sanji tambayen. So only one verse with 4 lines. So that means is Buddha says, commit no evils, engage as much in virtuous deeds, subdue one's own mind thoroughly. This is Buddha Dharma, he says. So this one verse with the 4 lines, very important. We need to understand the meaning. First of these 4 lines, he said, commit no evils. Why he gave us the advice, say commit no evil, means commit the negative emotion, negative action, means it has to be avoid as much if possible to stop negative thought, negative action, non-virtue, non-merits, misdeed, ignorant, delusion, uncontaminated action, so on, the meaning. Commit no evil. Evil means commit no evil. Very firstly, he said, commit no evil. But why Buddha very beginning he said, commit no evil? Because we don't want to experiencing suffering. This is very clear. Nobody wants to experiencing suffering. Everyone want to be freedom from suffering. Since from small animal, small insect, up to of a human or God beings are same wish, want to be freedom from any kind of the suffering. That's very clear. So if this true, and then the suffering was born from evil. Suffering comes from evil. Evil means misdeed action, negative action, negative karma, and the wrong motivation born from. So therefore, if you want to be freedom from suffering, then you must be try to stop the actual cause and the condition, unfavorable condition of the suffering, which is the evil. So that's why Buddha very beginning said, commit no evils. Commit no evil, promise to avoid, promise, commit of no evils. And then second line he says, engage as much in virtuous deeds. The second his advice, engage as much in virtuous deeds. But why? Because everyone, as mentioned to you, looking, searching, thinking, wanting happiness, enjoyment. Since small animals, small insect, up to of human or God beings are same wish to be happiness and enjoyment. So everyone will very busy, say, I'm busy, always we say. Why busy for what? Because the main point is because looking, searching happiness, enjoyment. That is. And away far from the suffering. That's why busy. We are busy. So if this true, and then Buddha says, engage as much in virtuous deeds. Because the happiness, enjoyment cannot born by automatically, by causelessly, not possible. Any one single happiness, enjoyment when you're having experiencing must be this born or must be this depend to the similar cause and similar condition. Cannot born from wrong cause and wrong conditions or without cause, without condition, no possible. That's very unlogical, no possible. So therefore, what is possibilities? Logically says the virtues, the fruits of happiness, enjoyment born from virtuous action and virtuous mind, which is, Buddha says, engage as much in virtuous deeds. Because if you can as much your mind cultivating on the virtues, which means compassion, if you can training your mind with compassion, loving kindness, wisdom, tolerance, forgiveness, relaxation, restness, mindfulness, something alertness mind, or so on. This kind of all is virtuous mind, motivation with the virtues. If your mind, your motivation become virtuous, and then your action of physically, verbally, or from the body and your speech actions also become virtue, positive action, because your motivation is as positive. So therefore, your action of body, speech become virtue. If unfortunately, if our motivation is wrong, negative, and then your actions from body, speech also become negative, because our mind is like boss, or like king and queen, or like honor, or mind. The body speech is like this, like subject, or like the servants of the king and queen, like. So therefore, is a follow must be from of the honor. So therefore, if you have good motivation and good action, if bad motivation and comes bad action, and then if in case we follow of the bad motivation and cultivating bad action, and then it will be sooner or later fully repentant result is suffering. It's a problem. This is a problem. If in case if you can engagement in the virtuous mind, and then action, your body, speech become also virtue. So therefore, when enough accumulated virtuous action and virtuous condition merits, and then fully repentant result, will be experiencing happy, enjoy, long life, healthy life, comfortable, peaceful, relaxation, restness feeling comes to us. So that's why Buddha says, engage as much in virtuous deeds. This is the natural rule. If you ask, why if we missed it, then comes suffering? Why if we did virtuous and then comes to us of happy enjoy? What the answer? We say, oh, because it's that's natural law of cause and effect. That's because it depends on the natural rule of cause and effect. This is, we say, very important. I'm often say natural rule, natural law. Because if this is not nature, this rule, the law is not nature, and then someone can beyond of this rule, like country, different law. So maybe in this country this is wrong, illegal, but the other country maybe not illegal, because different. That's not nature. This rule, the country's rule is not nature. This depends of the king, queen, or the politician in a different way. So therefore, some countries are wrong, and some countries that not wrong always, because not nature. But we are talking here natural law of cause and effect. So this natural rule cannot be beyond no one. Whether you believe natural rule of cause and effect or not is not depend. It's because you have to experiencing happiness, enjoyment from your positive action, positive motivation. You have to experiencing suffering, unpleasant feelings born from your misdeed action or misdeed motivation. Even you doesn't believe natural law of cause and effect, but you cannot beyond to the natural rule. Like fire, nature is burning and heat. That's the natural, the definition of fire. So whether you believe the nature of the fire element nature is burn, heat or not, but it's when you touch and then can burn. You cannot beyond to the heat and burn. Why? Because that fire nature is as a burning, burning and heat. That's the nature. So likewise, the natural rule of cause and effect is for everyone, belongs to for everyone. So that's why we important to understand the natural law of cause and effect. So that's why Buddha Shakyamuni, very beginning, says, commit no evils, engage as much in virtuous deeds. These two, because we want freedom from suffering, therefore commit no evils. We wanting happiness, enjoyment, therefore as much in virtuous deeds, Commit no evils, engage as much in virtuous deeds. And then these two words very much related to the compassion and loving kindness. Why Buddha, he very strong wish motivation, the very strong motive want to explain these two words. Commit no evils, engage as much in virtuous deeds, because his compassion and his love for us, for sentient being. Because compassion is the compassion is like the definition of compassion is like the aspect of very strong wish has to be freedom from the suffering. A very strong wish, made a wish to move the sentient being's suffering and the cause of the suffering. Very strong wish. We say, may all beings freedom from suffering and the causes of suffering. You see, this is compassion, the reason why comes this motivation deeply from heart of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and the learned, the practitioners. May all beings freedom from suffering and causes of suffering. That means this Buddha already commit no evil. This is connected to the compassion, loving, because compassion. If there's no compassion, there's no reason to explain about this for everyone. But Buddha's heart is fully full of compassion. So therefore, he understands how to move the suffering and how to avoid about the unpleasant feeling. So he's sharing his knowledge to us with compassion. Therefore, he said, commit no evil. And the second word, engage as much in virtuous deeds, because love, Buddha's love, equally for all sentient beings. We mentioned before the prayer, may all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. Why we very strong wish from Buddha's heart, from Bodhisattva's heart, those of learned practitioners, masters' heart is full love, equally for everyone. May wish all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. So what is the cause? Condition of happiness. That's Buddha's second word I mentioned, engage as much in virtuous deeds. The virtue is at the cause of happiness, enjoyment. So everyone want to happy, enjoy, so therefore you must be try to your body, your speech, your action is on the offer positively, because this is the cause and condition for future your happiness, enjoyment. So that's why engage as much in virtuous deeds. So now the third line I quoted before, one verse from Buddha's speech. Rigpa in Tibetan word. The third line. That means subdue one's own mind thoroughly. On English, subdue one's own, subduing or subdue one's own mind thoroughly, completely. So because mind is one's own mind is could be can directly or indirectly the cause and conditions of happiness and unhappiness. Trained mind, peaceful mind, happiness mind, enjoyment mind, virtue mind is could be can cause and condition of happy, enjoyment, pleasant, blessing. But the negative emotion, mind is cultivating on the of like too much desire, too much anger, angry, too much jealousy, too much the harmful thought, harming mind. So like this emotion is too much for us, and then your feeling also is very unpleasant. Experiencing is very unpleasant feeling. The sensation. Feeling we can divide into three different kinds. One is pleasant feeling, one is unpleasant feeling, one is a neutral feeling. But there are so many reasons. But as men invariably we can say it depends to your motivation, depend to your perception, depend to your recognition. So therefore, if you want to experiencing pleasant feeling, happiness feeling, enjoyment feeling, then must be your mind cultivating on the positive emotion, which is, as mentioned, you compassion as much can, loving kindness as much can, cultivating on the of the tolerance, forgiveness, so on, as much you can. As much you can engage as on the virtuous mind, as much you can. But of course, talking is more easy, but in fact, it's not that much easy. The reason, because we habituated negative emotions since from born in the samsara beginningless. Not only this life, so very much we habituated the negative emotion. So therefore, not easy to freedom of the negative emotion. Not easy to focus on positive emotion because we haven't yet much habituated of positive emotion. But don't worry, it's possible one day become more familiarity of your virtue mind and lesser of negative mind, negative emotion. So therefore, very beginning is hard to train mind with positive and avoiding of negative emotion. Like for example, I'm sure most of you already heard this story. In Tibet was one Kadamba master, Geshe. He retreat in the Zhang and Lhasa for 3 years for train mind training mind retreat. So every day he just search, check, research, looking with mindfulness, alertness to his motivation. So when he recognized something wrong motivation, and then he pick up one black stone, is put in the black pocket. And when he realization one positive, very strong motivation, compassion, loving kindness, something he recognized his motivation, then he pick one of the wet stone and put in the wet pocket. He kept two pockets, on the set of body. In the first 1 year, almost 80%, 90% is the stone black, full of the black pocket, and very little in the wet stone. And the second year, during the second year, is a half is a wet, half is black stones. What do you think the last year, third year? Full, the wet pocket is a full stone over the wet, and very, very rare the black stone. That means is the very beginning is almost as a negative emotion, it's a very strong. Even doing the meditation and try to train his mind with a try focus, compassion, love, but suddenly comes over the emotion, and then like desire, attachment, jealousy, harmful thought, harming mind comes. So therefore, but he with effort and fully, and the second year is just 50%, and the last third year completely is trained. His mind is fully full of compassion, love, motivation, pure, and the very, very rare negative. That means how they train mind. So we also can, like this way, it's very beginning is we are very habituated to negative emotion. So it looks like you feel, oh, I cannot train my mind. My mind is crazy. But actually your nature mind is never ever crazy. Your mind nature is very peaceful, but circumstantially obscured by the of delusion. Like the space, nature is always pure, but weather circumstantially appears cloudy, as a polluted. Then we say, oh, the sky is very bad today, not good. But sky is always good. The sky nature is always good. But what is not good? Pollution is not good. Water nature is always good, pure. But the murky mud is not good. That's why I say murky water. Make sense? So our mind nature is always good. It's Buddha. Okay, but that's why we say Buddha nature, right? The same. There's no difference between ordinary nature mind up to of extraordinary Buddha's nature mind. Same quality, same pure, same peace, same wisdom, same compassion, love. But then what difference between very ordinary mind and very extraordinary mind? Because with obscuration of delusion or without obscuration of delusion, that's only is different. What means pure sky, unpure sky? With pollution or without pollution, that is. But sky is always sky, is pure. Okay, so therefore, sooner or later, everyone, we can have the potential power for freedom about delusion, about karma, contaminated karma, and about of negative emotion. Anyone, everybody, we have the potential power for achievement state, ultimate peace, and ultimate enjoyment. Everyone. But the question is when we will be attainment, ultimate peace, ultimate enjoyment, when we will be good freedom from completely of the delusions. This depends up to you. Some is possible soon, just this life. Some takes many lives, even kalpas, because we born sense from beginning as samsara, but still yet not freedom completely from the negative karma, right? But it doesn't mean everyone same, because many hundreds, thousands countless beings are already achievement, ultimate peace, ultimate enjoyment, like Milarepa is an example. So that means is depend. But however, sooner or later, everyone, when one day we can achievement will be achievement, completely enlightenment of Buddhahood. Buddhahood means is completely we will be freedom from obscuration of delusion and obscuration of karma. That means is you sooner or later will be one day has to be realization your one's own true nature mind, your mind nature. You will be sooner or later can recognize. So therefore, don't worry. But there is chance, opportunity in this life is most one opportunity chance. The shortcut to recognize, to find one's own true nature mind. How can we realization true nature mind? This we not talk today. Okay, maybe last subject, last day, right? Yes, Monday. Okay, so we will talk Monday. Okay, how to recognize our true nature mind. That is most of the related to the of Mahamudra teaching and great perfection teaching or Dzogpa Chenpo traditions or so on. But is it just the pit instruction point is we will let it share on Monday in the last day teaching. So, but anyway, it's very important to find inner peace. If your mind is become peace, and then as the round of your people have chance more peace. If your family become more peace, and then sure of your village, neighborhood become, they have chance have peace. If your neighbor or the village become peace, and then the town, then country, and the world peace, right? So many different, even the political way they're also talking the world peace. Of course, traditions talking, religions talk lots of world peace, but unfortunately, still not much, right? See, these couple of years, especially, is more worse. Looks like, right? We're talking peace, 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 but it's the opposite comes to us. But this all is not born from outside. Actually, it's born from inside. Inside is not only your heart, not only my heart, but for common. It's depend. So therefore, because the external the problems also is starting from the internal emotion. So we also start to find the world peace also is internal, individually. Means is individual is the part of the collectively. So we start, and that means the collection comes to chance, opportunity, the world peace. Otherwise, if you don't care, I don't care, they doesn't care, and then comes this problem. But the main root is a negative emotion. That's very clear. But condition is different. But the actual cause is a negative anger, desire, attachment, especially me, I, me, selfishness, self-grasping, selfishness. Actually, it's people thinking, oh, selfish is very important. Selfishness, something, self-grasping is very important. If there's no self-grasping, no selfishness, then who take care for me, right? That is the ordinary view they're thinking. That's why is oneself is as the number one always. Me or I is the most important of one first. But the problems, that's why you have problem, you know. Because if other is number one for you always, and then you have no problem. Like Bodhisattva have no problem. They're already completely enlightenment because they already, recognize other sentient beings more important than themselves. So that's why they found the way of enlightenment. But we are still running in this training in samsara again and again and again and again forcefully because we still believe oneself is the number one, important, right? That means is ego, ego clinging, self grasping, many different words we can say, selfishness. It's too strong. We need self confidence. We need self the courage and confidence, but we don't need self ego and self pride. Pride, ego is a negative emotion. The confidence and courage is not negative. Buddha's courage, confidence is very, very high, very strong, but have no pride, no arrogance. But we are very ordinary. We have no enough strong courage, confidence, but we have very strong pride, arrogance. You understand? Yes, therefore we have more problem. That is, really, that's the truth. That's the logic. That's the reason, So if you are logicians, you check this true or not, then you understand. So therefore, actually, we directly to take care of others, love, kindness to others, and directly, this is love you yourself, kindness you yourself, taking care of yourself. You don't need to worry about yourself, what happened if you're going to take care of other only. But other taking care of you, if you are kindness, right? But if you are too much selfish, a great person, and then is no one like you, and then you are become very lonely. Loneliness is very true. So therefore, if you share your compassion and love as much can other people, and the other people, take care of you, you don't need to worry. But if you doesn't like to share your compassion, your loving kindness, others, and then is you become loneliness. This is very clear. Then you lost everything, your energy, your confidence, your courage. And then is coming mental, the depression, anxiety. So many is the problems comes modern. And finally, what happened? Unfortunately, they are going to jump, suicide. Like this happened. The too much, selfishness, too much, too strong, self-grasping. So there's no other options, and they finally jump. That's happened. But still, unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, but that's not the end of life. Because the next rebirth, again. But this next rebirth, we will talk tomorrow. Okay, the tomorrow teaching is Pardo. Pardo teaching can relate it to birth, death, and reincarnation. So very important, this subject tomorrow. Because we should to know what means is birth, what means is death, what means is reborn again, next rebirth, reincarnation. So these are the three very important: living, dying, and rebirth. But this we will talk tomorrow. So our main topic and main subject tomorrow. So today, just in briefly and generally, I'm saying how to find the inner peace. So like this way. Of course, we need to keep your normal livelihood, normal worldly actions, but doesn't mean we need to stop everything's change of the external activities of normal worldly. But motivation you can change. Action you can keep same like before. You can driving continuously. You can tapping continuously. You can listening continuously. You can cook. You can eating. You can shower. You can whatever you normal. But motivation we can start. Change. If yet not enough pure. I mean, you know. So if motivation become pure, and then everything's become pure, as mentioned you before. If motivation is wrong, and wrong motivation, then everything's become wrong. Sooner or later, something happened, something problem in this life and future life also too, right? So that's why it's in meditation. We're talking so many different kind of meditation, from sutra, from tantra, from shamatha, from vipassana, from emptiness, from so many different kind of meditation, compassion, loving kindness, meditation. But no matter what kind of meditate, but the key point is going to train mind. That's why Buddha says, I mentioned you already the one quotation, commit no evils, engage as much in virtuous deeds, subduing one's own mind thoroughly, subduing one's own mind. So how can subduing? Train mind, meditate, do practice with mindfulness, focus on the right motivation and try to avoid of the wrong motivation. That means training mind. At the beginning, I mentioned you not easy, but not always hard. Because if virtue mind become more familiarity, one day completed achievement, very accomplishment of virtue mind, that times even you want to negative emotion, but not easy. Like Bodhisattva cannot angry. Even they try, but cannot angry from deeply. Can show anger, like wrath for deity, you see, right? Vajrapani, Hayangurwa, or something it looks like very angry, is it? But not from heart. Heart is he or her, heart is fully compassion and love. But the method training, something is a very negative activity, beings cannot work peacefully. So therefore they use the wrathful activity. But motivation is a compassion, love. That's Buddha's anger, not ordinary anger. Ordinary wrathful activities not only just face, but from the bottom of the heart is anger, comes angry. So these hurt oneself and hurt others, harming. So therefore, it's important we just to find the root of happiness, enjoyment from one's own heart, and avoidance, suffering. Also, the root is start from your heart. So this is the Buddha Dharma. Sometimes Buddha Dharma very complicated, very vast, very extensive, so many different. So therefore, maybe it's confusing for you. But sometimes very easy, because this one verse with the 4 lines today I mentioned, the Buddha says that is everything is there. No matter we go into Sutra, Tantra, Hinayana, Mahayana, but the basic condition is this: to train your mind. That is mind training. Then relaxation comes to you. Even external conditions not good, but if mental energy is strong, you have no much problem. But if your mental energy is lost, and then external possessions even high, rich, but still you feel very uncomfortable, very suffering, very sadness, very unrelaxationness. These sometimes we also can see the example. Even some poor family, very poor person, but still they're very happy, enjoy, because they have inner peace. Some, unfortunately, even very rich family, a rich person, but always is angry, compelling, something quarreling, fighting, something, is painful, heart is painful. So this is telling us the root of happiness, enjoyment is from heart, one's own heart. Also, the root of suffering is from one's own heart. So we need to train or mount on the positive emotion as much can, and try avoid as much can negative emotion. That's the key point of Dharma practice. Okay? I get it, the point? All right. So now we're going to let before discuss. Question answers. Anybody, if you have any questions.
So if you see there's an unjust law in your country, then you don't follow that law because of your unconscious, then you're not committing evil.
Law, country's law and natural law is, as I mentioned, you not the same, right? So country law is not necessarily every country different, but not necessarily every country is same. So therefore, is some country we say, oh, this is my country. If you do this, you are in the jail, like Or says, oh, my country, no problem. So that means it's not nature. That's country's rule, country's law, right? So if you want to destroy the country rule, and then you don't stay this country, to move other country, that means you are beyond to this law. Okay, thus you see many and excelled, right, to the other country, to go to other countries. So, but the natural law of karma, cause and effect, you cannot. You cannot. Wherever you go, wherever men go, wherever men remaining, but they follow you. The natural law of cause and effect is follow you with you. Like Buddha gave an example, like the shadow of a bird, the fly in the very high sky, as it looks like disappeared the shadow, but doesn't mean to separate it. Always with the bird. When bird on the ground and then as a shadow is there, like airplane, same. The shadow of airplane, never separate, but very high and then you can see, but it's there. When they're landing and then the shadow is there. Like this, the natural law of cause and effect, we can't see indirectly now. What negative, where is negative karma, where is positive karma follow us? We cannot see. But when the result is experiencing fully repents, and then we understand. Means is experiencing suffering from negative karma, experiencing happiness from positive karma. But this only is from the result. We can recognize from the result. But we need to understand from the cause, natural law of cause and the effect. And then, so therefore it's important to, know the natural law of cause and effect. It's really important for everybody. Yes, please.
I wonder if you could talk a little bit more about ego, because as the father of two sons, no matter what one tries to teach, you see there's an inevitable process of the birth and the movement of the ego in young life. So you talked about me in my story, me in my movie. When the children are 5, I have a 5-year-old son. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And at 16, it takes a different kind of form. And it seems like somehow we have to have this egoic journey first in order for us to be able to transition it. And I'm just interested in, when we talk about homecoming, you're talking about falling back into our Buddha nature, into the real self, not the illusion of self. Mm-hmm. I'm just interested in why we have to go through that cycle of the ego, and then finally we can start to change it and dissolve it. But it seems inevitable part of human life in children to have that egoic journey.
Yes, that's true actually. That's not only the child, but since childish who just naturally we can have this ego comes. This the reason, because these are the habitual basic tendencies follow us from past life. Past life means is so many hundreds, thousands, millions, countless of previous lifetimes we are having with this self grasping, ego clinging. Actually, that is according to the Buddha Dharma, we say ignorant or ignorance. So ignorant is the delusion of ignorant is the root of ego, the root of pride, the root of arrogance, the ignorant. So the opposite of ignorant is wisdom. Wisdom, the knowledge. understanding. So the pure wisdom is as the contrary about ignorant. So therefore, that means is the wisdom is the selflessness, recognition the truth, selflessness of self. Emptiness comes now. We're talking selflessness of self is the contrary of self-grasping. So therefore, that means the wisdom is opposite of ignorant. Ignorant is the contrary, the opposite of the wisdom. So why we are cyclic existent in samsara sense from beginningless? Because when we born naturally, our Buddha nature mind obscured by the obscuration of ignorance or ignorant. That means is ego clinging. So these habitual, the basic tendencies of the ignorant is stored stream of mind. The habitual, the basic tendencies of a self-grasping stored on the stream of mind. Sanskriti we say alaya, base of all consciousness. So the basics of the base of all consciousness, moment by moment, momentarily, comes from beginningless until reborn again and again. So therefore, it's when we sense just born in this human realm, just small child, naturally looks like it's naturally is a born nature is having with the ego, the pride, arrogant. Something looks like me, I, But this doesn't mean just born that moment, newly born of the ego. The ego comes from the habitual basic tendency from previously past life. Past life is they have no begin, is from beginningless. So therefore is we can say samsara have no begin, but can possible end of samsara. That means ego have no begin, but could be can end. So end means is when you having to realization true nature, selflessness of self, emptiness of your nature mind, when you having to recognize the true nature, essence, the luminosity of clarity of your mind, that is wisdom. So when you will be experiencing or realization, the wisdom mind comes to you, and then there's no chance ignorant means it's exhausting. That means enlightenment comes. So therefore is we can to say stop, we can avoid the circulation of the pride. Otherwise is the habitual basic tendencies, sense small child until now and future continuously comes to us. That not only like child shuhu, it's the habitual basic tendency comes from previously. So but we can sorry, we cannot teaching like small child talking about this kind. Is it the confusing? That's the no work. Doesn't work. We know. So therefore, we just talking about like compassion, loving kindness, or you should do that. You should not do this. If take care of your friend, and then they take care of you. These kinds they can listen. They can understand. You give them, they give you. You take care of them, they take care of you. If you love them, they love you. If you compassion, then compassion to you. This each other. So be interdependent. This kind they can learn and get studying. That means start to less of ego, and more of compassion, love start comes very beginning. But we also not child, but it's in Buddha Dharma we say ordinary is like child, like child. We say chipa. Chipa means like child. It's ordinary. Ordinary is like child. Mind is like child. Hmm. Anyone? Anybody who have any another questions? Yes. Oh yeah, that's no problem. Yeah. Oh.
I have a question.
Bodhidharma Avatar text.
Where one stuck with me is fighting, but if you fighting, you take the lower place and you give. That's what happens if you feel like you've been trying to practice something very imperfectly, and you end up in a place in your life where everyone around you is sort of they thriving, but you feel like you in comparison have sort of in a much lower place, and you don't know how to sort of dig yourself out of that. How do you know when to put yourself there?
So this is, I think, it's actually today a little bit I mentioned before. We first need to has to be recognized different definition between pride and confidence, and between arrogance and the how say yeah, humble. Is these two is different because we need courage, confidence, that we need, but we don't need pride, arrogance. So therefore, is from Bodhidharma Avatar text, we're talking about the Tonglen, like giving, taking. There's a giving, sending one's own happiness, enjoyment to other, receiving from others suffering upon of yourself. But this you see, if you lack courage and low confidence, low courage, you cannot do this, right? Oh no, even this is not possible. Just if even thinking is unthinkable. Oh, how can give my happiness, enjoyment to other? How can I receive others' suffering, unhappiness on my shoulder? That's not possible. So that means it's very low courage, confidence. But someone can happily, joyfully, forcefully, they can do meditate. That's not directly, but indirectly can meditate. But some can do directly, but with only is meditation, not directly. Only is meditation, but can do that very happily. But that means they have courage, the confidence, very low pride, arrogance. So therefore, who cannot do this? Because too high the arrogance and pride, and very low confidence and low courage, and then cannot. Does it make sense? Tonglen like. So if Tonglen, if you can do very easily, no problem for you, that means you have enough courage, confidence, good enough. And you have very low, your pride and arrogance very low. Someone say, no, Tonglen sound very nice, but I cannot do. That means is our pride is very high. Arrogance is very high. And the confidence and the courage is very low. So this is the difference. So therefore, is Bodhisattvas, the action is humbly, but is the courage, the motivation is very high, strong, the courage. So then it's possible. But anyway, is finally that's the only the way. When you understand the rule, the law, and then is naturally you like this. But if you don't understand clearly why, how, and then it's always happened problem, some questions, how can I do this, So therefore Buddhahood is actually born from this. All the in the Bodhidharma, our text that says so all the sufferings, the problems of the world is born from self-grasping. All the happiness, enjoyment is born from benefit to others. That is the Bodhidharma Avatar text, But this is a Bodhisattvas. We're talking about the way of Bodhisattva. But we are not yet really Bodhisattva. But we are also is interest entering the path of the follow the footsteps of Bodhisattvas. So therefore, we understand the nature of this law of cause and effect, then its possibility arising this courage and this confidence comes to us slowly. But it's not easy, but slowly comes to us. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to now a little bit short meditation. We have later time, so we're going to 10 minutes, around 10 minutes before the dedication prayer, go to meditate. But the meditation is up to you, whatever you like. Maybe just calm abiding meditation. Means calmness. What means calmness? Don't. Because our mind is very busyness, jumpingness, monkey mind, right? Here and there, thinking and that and this, judge, judgment, so many is busyness, means is, doesn't mean it's bad, always busy mind, but either positive or negative, but in the moments of meditation, just calm down from distraction, thought, and just relaxed on your nature, mind. Just relaxed, restness on the focus on your nature, mind. Mind nature I mentioned to you, like pure sky, pure space, without pollution, without distraction, without obstacle. Your mind without any of a distraction, without any emotion, just relaxed. Keep alone nature. Don't judge, don't think, just relaxed naturally. All right. right? Okay, so we're going dedication prayers further from this booklet. On the 5th page, dedication prayer. Hamje zibanye tomne nibi dharna panshe shirga nanche parlo antukbaye Sebi Soli Drowa Drowa Ju Andeta Tuso Anderwa Geza Chenye Samba Major Simche Antamche La Sanje Domi Gyurgo Jumper Power Children Kimba Kunda Sambo Teo Tevje Teda Gonje Jesus Andalo Gewa Andeda Tamje Ramde Tusa Shambi Anjarwa Tamje Anye Ngoa Tolai Anchote Angamba Dage Geve Sawa Andego Anchaya Zambo Chuche Rabde Angor Kunzai Andorje Chanche Manche Ani Chenche Sawe Lama Yanche Drove Thone Mola Kamda Ampai Teda Thamche Daje Andre Par Ershu 谢我坤多扬的拉玛这儿没去你别来龙泉桥萨达南极远的ram祖尼dorje changa kompa anyer to all right, that is all today. And tomorrow we're going to talk about Bardo, intermediate state of death and birth. That is, oh, here's a grace. She asked me to bless the candies and give every